Hello, welcome to Bryan Living and Learning. I'm Alan Brugman from the City of Bryan.
And I'm Sandy Ferris with Bryan ISD. Today we'll tell you about some Texas A&M students who are supporting our reading literacy program with a book donation, and we'll also talk advertising with Steep Creek Media.
In the City of Bryan, we'll show you a key presentation in which we got to take part in, and we'll also show you the brand new Do It Downtown segment about art by murder. But before we get to those, we dusted off this intro that you may recognize for a brand new Be Green in Bryan segment. On April 26th, City of Bryan staff and elected officials joined Keep Brazos Beautiful, the City of College Station, Brazos County, and the A&M Garden Club at Bryan's Heritage Park for an Arbor Day celebration. Bryan Mayor Jason Bianski read a joint proclamation about Arbor Day's week of celebration.
And whereas Keep Brazos Beautiful, in partnership with Brazos County and the cities of College Station and Bryan, Parks and Recreation Departments will continue to plant trees donated through Keep Brazos Beautiful Memorials Trees program to honor and memorialize special loved ones.
Keep Brazos Beautiful's director, Amy Reed, helped organize the event.
Some people may ask what Arbor Day is, and it's a nationally celebrated observance that encourages tree planting and care. It's as simple as that. It was founded by J. Sterling Morton in Nebraska in 1872.
Prior to the memorial tree planting that closed the ceremony, both Bryan and College Station received recognition as official tree cities by the Arbor Day Foundation. This is the 24th year Bryan has earned this national designation. 2 memorial trees were planted at the end of the ceremony, one for Dan Cody and the other in honor of Joyce Neese and Karen Thomas.
Alan, I'm glad to see that segment return.
Yeah, our regular viewers will know that we haven't done a Be Green in Bryan segment in a while, but we've teamed up with Keep Brazos Beautiful's Amy Reed, so we'll have them on regular occasions here on Bryan Living and Learning.
Well, for the past several years, students from the Mays Business School at Texas A&M have raised money to benefit Bryan ISD students. This year, they raised more than $40,000 to purchase a book for every elementary student.
We've been working with Bryan ISD since 2008 for these projects, donating between balls, blocks, and books, and backpack stuff with school supplies, playground equipment, lots of different things. So we have a wonderful contact, Mary Raven, who helps us out so much with this. So we work with her to make our ideas happen, and we love helping out Bryan ISD because it's such a perfect cause for us to help out with and a way for us to give back to the community. Project Maze is actually put on by Business Student Council. So about 85 members in Business Student Council. 10 members are actually on the Project Maze committee, including myself. And we usually have about 85 to 100 people help out at our actual Revelation Day. My committee is the Project Maze committee, and basically we meet weekly or bi-weekly to brainstorm together to try to determine a project. We use everyone's ideas, bounce them off each other, trying to come up with the perfect way to give back to Bryan ISD. And this year that happened to be a focus on literacy, which worked perfectly with the Be the One Literacy campaign. I think the students definitely, they don't know what to expect coming to Bryan ISD. We're very sheltered on the A&M campus, all very alike, so they don't know quite what to expect coming into one of these schools, how old the students are going to be, what they're going to be like, anything. So it's just an eye-opening experience to see how different the community around us is just from A&M campus. We're hoping to get Mays students involved in service and wanting to stay involved in service after they leave, whether it's with their companies or just on their own. We have several corporate sponsors that we work with every year, and so we contact them and invite them to come out to our big Revelation Day and just share our project idea with them and hope that they're interested. Coming into Bryan ISD, like I said, it's a very different environment than we're used to on the A&M campus. And so most of us didn't grow up in the type of environment that Bryan ISD is, with 72% on the free and reduced lunch program. So it's an eye-opening experience in that it's something that most of us have never experienced before. We've never been in a neighborhood like this, at schools like this, with students like this. And so we really learn a lot to see from their experiences and what they have compared to what we have. And it's very rewarding for us to be able to give back to them since we are fortunate to have so much. Something that the Maze students can gain from participating in Project Maze is just a passion for service. looking to give back after they leave Mays and graduate, move on in their careers. Just always keep that focus because it is so important to the people around us.
Well, Sandy, that sounds like a great program. Not only do the BISD students benefit, but those A&M students are learning about giving back to their community.
That's right, and as the coordinator pointed out, it gives the A&M students a unique perspective on public education that many of them haven't had.
Next up, we'll send you to Cassidy Barton in downtown Bryan for this week's segment of Do It Downtown.
Hi, I'm Downtown Bryan Association Director Cassidy Barton, and I'm here at downtown's newest art gallery, Square One, to talk to you about a new and exciting way for you to experience downtown Bryan. Local artists Cynthia Hanks and Barbara German have created Art by Murder. It's part murder mystery, part tour, part scavenger hunt, and part art. First, visit artbymurderevent.com and buy your ticket. Then wait for your mysterious phone call that will disclose the exact time and location that you are to meet your group. Show up and have a great time gathering clues throughout downtown and learning about the history of downtown Bryan. Then create a piece of art that takes all the clues into account and helps you solve the murder mystery. You can take your painting home with you and then tell all your friends to come back and enjoy Art by Murder themselves. You can bring your own beverage to this great event, and all of your art supplies are covered in the price of your ticket. We hope to see you downtown at Art by Murder. For more information, visit artbymurderevent.com. Well, that's all for this week's Do It Downtown. We'll see you next week.
Well, I know Cassidy mentioned it in the spot, but I do want to reiterate that URL address is artbymurderevent.com.
Well, you may have seen advertising on school buses around town. We took a few minutes to sit down with a representative from the company to talk about other advertising opportunities in Bryan ISD. Well, I'm here today with Lauren Schauer, who is with Steep Creek Media. And several months ago, our Board of Trustees approved having advertisements on school buses. But Steep Creek actually offers a lot more than that. But first, Lauren, welcome.
Thank you.
And let's talk about school bus advertising and Steep Creek. Tell me a little bit about the history of that.
Yeah, of course. Steep Creek Media started in the Houston area in Humble ISD in 2007. And we started with that one small district, and now we're in 37 districts across Texas. So we started with school bus advertising, and now we do many different types of marketing in all of our school district to raise money and generate revenue for the school districts that really need that additional revenue right now.
And that's exactly why Bryan ISD was looking at the opportunity. Our neighboring district in College Station began it a few months prior to us. What makes school bus advertising so effective?
Well, each individual school bus ad generates about 30,000 to 70,000 impressions per day, and of course that's the size of the city and the size of the roads that it's traveling on. So when you're looking at those number of impressions for the price point of advertising, businesses can really generate a lot of great brand awareness. And Steep Creek Media donates about 60 to 70% of our revenue directly back to the school district for them to use in their general budget.
And I think it's important to note that we have full control over the type of businesses that advertise on the buses. I know that I've seen proofs for every business, and there are certain types of businesses that we don't accept, but it is a way for businesses in the community to really have a good partnership with the district.
Definitely.
So what other avenues of advertising does Steep Creek offer?
Every school district has different types of marketing opportunities, and of course it's the school district who gets to decide what type of marketing opportunities they would like in their school district. So in Bryan ISD, for instance, the football stadium is a great place to advertise for businesses. On the commercials on the scoreboard is a great place. A lot of different sponsorship night opportunities. The BISD website is also a great place to advertise.
That's right, and we are going to have a new website unveiling on June 1st, and I know we already have one or two ads in place for that, so that's a great opportunity. Well, Lauren, if any businesses listening want to get in on this, tell us how to get in touch with Steep Creek.
Of course. You can always email us at info@steepcreekmedia.com, and that's steep as in a steep hill, or you can call our Houston office at 281-962-4390.
Well, Sandy, I remember hearing about this school bus advertising earlier this year, and I think it's a very creative idea.
We think so, and Steep Creek also has accounts with College Station ISD, and they've also had great program success in the Houston area.
Well, recently the City of Bryan's Community Development Department assisted a Bryan resident in owning her own home. With this ceremonial key presentation, Lillian Thurman became a first-time homeowner in Bryan. Ms. Thurman participated with the City of Bryan's Community Development Department in order to purchase her home. The 3-bedroom, 2-bath home was constructed using partial funding of $49,000 through Community Development's Home Investment Partnerships program, which is facilitated through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Ms. Thurman also utilized Community Development's Down Payment Assistance program in order to pay for her home. This development was one of 3 Community Housing Development Organization projects approved by the Bryan City Council in August 2010 in response to a request for proposal to utilize the city's home grant funding. Bryan Councilmember Paul Madison also attended the key presentation. A note and recorded deed of trust between the city and the purchaser will ensure that the property remains owner-occupied, affordable housing for a minimum of 15 years, making Lillian Thurman's home an anchor in her neighborhood. Well, the upcoming summertime means free events at the Bryan College Station Public Library System and the Summer Reading Program. Here's a PSA we created to talk about that. Hey kids, it's time for the Bryan College Station Public Library System's Summer Reading Program. This year's theme is Get a Clue at the Library, and it's sponsored by Great American Cookies. Here's how it works. Pick up a game board from the library or print one out online and read every day throughout the summer. For every day you read, color in a space on your game board. When all the spaces are filled in, bring your game board to the library and receive a new book and a prize from Great American Cookies. For more info and other events, go online to bcslibrary.org.
Well, Alan, I know most of these reading events kick off after school is out.
That's correct, and the registration actually opens up on May 21st. Now we're going to show you 2 of our new PSAs. It features a new campaign that we're calling Shop Bryan that helps promote local shopping.
You're okay, guys. When you shop Bryan, your kids are always safe crossing the street. Have a good day.
When you shop Bryan, you help me keep you safe.
When you shop Bryan, you give me a place to shoot hoops.
When you shop Bryan, your money stays in our community. It provides the services you rely on while keeping your property taxes stable. So shop Bryan. It makes sense.
When you shop Bryan, you give me a safe place to ride my bike.
When you shop Bryan, it helps me keep you safe.
Thomas stopped again. He said Thomas. When you shop Bryan, you help my grandson learn to read.
When you shop Bryan, your money stays in our community. It provides the services you rely on while keeping your property taxes stable. So shop Bryan. It makes sense.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this episode of Bryan Living and Learning. I'm Alan Brugman.
And I'm Sandy Ferris. Thanks for watching.